Guys, what's up? Medium Mick back again. It's Sunday. I had a pretty fun weekend. I hit up two Facebook Marketplace dealers or sellers. First time I've ever really done that for comics, and I think it worked out both times. Pretty interesting stories. The first guy, which you might have saw on my short stories, was actually an ex-artist for Marvel, which was pretty crazy. Told me some fun stories. He knows all the big guys. But he was just selling his indie books. Gave me a really great deal. I think you probably saw them on my shorts. The other dealer, who wants to go by Crazy Dave, was a really nice guy. I'll probably send him this video after. He kind of has his garage set up like a comic store, which was pretty cool. So it wasn't like I was buying a collection from like a seller. It was more kind of just going to a shop. But he still gave me a really good deal. He had like higher end books, and then he had like $2 books and $4 books. And then of course, if you bought a bunch, he worked on you with the price. So I kind of picked out some pretty cool stuff from him, real good variety. So that's what I wanted to show you now. So I'm just going to hit pause and then we'll set it up. So we'll start it off here. I think I got about 55 books and it was like 180 bucks. So it was like, I think it comes a little bit under $4 a book, which I think, is pretty good. But you be the judge. Put some likes, comments. Let me know what you think I did or how I did. First one here is Amazing Spider-Man 84 with Kingpin. I turned on the ring light here, so you might, now we're going to get reflections, but I think you'll be able to see the books better. This is Marvel Team Up number 5 featuring Vision. Good. Teen Titans, which I love, Nick Cardy cover. It's got some like sea monsters on it. Actually, I guess they're there is the sea in the background, so I guess they were kind of sea monsters. Later in the run here is number 43. And you can probably hear the kids screaming upstairs. This was a good one here. This is Veronica in the Bahamas. Looks like newsstand, Dan Parent cover. You'll see I grabbed a bunch of B&V bikini covers. I actually got pretty lucky on one of them. One of them ended up being a key that I had no idea of, and neither did a bunch of my friends. This one's really nice. This is Archie Giant 551, but Josie and the Pussycats. Awesome bikini cover. Dan DiCarlo. In pretty nice shape. Oh, and this was fun. So this is actually a Mad Libs. But it's Scooby-Doo, Halloween, so it's got like Dracula on the cover. That's why I liked it. Not sure if the Mad Libs are done or, inside. I didn't even check. But the cover is really cool. I think you'll agree. This one I don't remember actually grabbing, but I actually like it. It's got a pretty cool cover. It's Thor Special Marvel Edition number 3. I like this. I don't even know who this villain is on the bottom right. It's a pretty cool looking villain down there. I don't know who that is, but I like that. This was great. So it's not a bikini cover, but it's what do they call it? Lederhosen. Which I always love. So they call them Bavarian hot pants. So Archie Pals and Gals, number 67. Never seen that before. Really happy to get that. And this is a series I always pick up, especially if it's cheap like this. This is Claws of the Cat. I don't know if it has a little water damage or not. Can't really tell. But it looks, otherwise it looks pretty good. Number 2. This was interesting. I like the cover. You know, I'm a fan of Hellboy. I don't really collect his comics, but I was a fan of the movie. This is Itty Bitty Hellboy, number 1 of 5 from Dark Horse, and it was signed by I guess the 2 artists and writer, Art Baltzer and Franco. So double signature, number 1 issue, really cute cover. Kind of has that God, what's the Little Devil, Hot Stuff from that book. Kind of has that feel to it, or look, which I like. I collect those when I can get nice copies. They're not easy to find in nice shape. This was a really cool pickup. These in high grade are really hard to find, and this looks pretty darn good. A few ticks on the corner, black cover, but it looks like it's probably at least a VF. Issue 1, Origin of the Countess von Blood, Charlton, Scary Tales, number 1. You know I love those Charltons. So that I was really excited about. And this I was excited about because it's a Bernie Wrightson, and I think it's pretty high grade again. I think this is probably about a VF. It's so funny. He just had these in his garage, and he had some real. I mean, there's like 20. I mean, he had a few $100 books in his garage. It was a pretty cool collection he had there. But yeah, this just looks like it has some spine ticks. One corner looks a little soft, but still pretty sharp. But it's, the Batman cover, Detective, Wrightson with Bernie Wrightson art. So real happy to add that. Now this is it's a real nice looking copy of Chamber of Darkness number 1. Probably looking at it, you're looking at like about a 6.5 maybe, but there is some water damage to it, which I think was like near the top, and you can't even really see it. So he gave me a good deal on this, but yeah, you can't really see it, but it's issue number 1, a classic. This was a fun cover too. I'd never seen this. I always collect these, the Afterlife with Archie. It's a Pep Boy or P-Boy cover, and he has the other, I guess he has a couple actually covers I really like from the series. It's the ones with Betty and Veronica on the couch, like in their lingerie or nightgowns. I've always wanted that, but I haven't found that. I didn't know about this cover, so I was happy to land this. And this looks like, I guess it's Sabrina on the cover. Really, really great cover. This was a surprise too. He had 2 really nice Charlton number 1 books. I don't know, I feel like I just got this book, but like really low grade. I could be wrong. Once again, this book looks, it's not the black, so I can't see it. I don't even see ticks on this one. I would think this is at least a V8 again. So really nice book. Number 1, Monster Hunters. And it was funny too. It wasn't the best light, so you couldn't see. But at the end, I was able to get closer to a nice light and look at them. I was really happy with what I had picked out, condition-wise. Except for that, except for the Chamber of Darkness. But it's really hard to see that there's water damage. If I didn't take it out, I probably wouldn't have even known. Another pretty high grade Weird War Tales 110. Really good creature. Commandos cover, and this is probably pretty close to an 8 as well. Yeah, pretty nice. So these books have been hot lately because of the TV show. Looks like we're starting to get a glare, sorry. Okay, there. And this is actually the Betty and Veronica that I had no idea was a key. Great cover. When I first saw it, my initial thoughts were the beat off cover, the classic cover, where Archie is carrying, I can't remember now, Betty or Veronica, from the guys. So this is pretty similar, where you have Veronica being carried off by the lifeguard. But what's interesting about this is it's the preview. It's got an ad for Saturday morning cartoons, which includes Scooby-Doo. And this, I guess, is from 1969, and the Gold Key Scooby-Doo issue 1 is from 69 as well. This must be right before that, and it's considered like a preview issue, because he's not in the story, but he's in the ad. So I thought that was pretty neat. I had no idea. And a bunch of the guys on Twitter who I talked to, who comics very, very well, they had no idea either. This was neat. This is a comic that I'm not familiar with called Dead, She Said. Must be end of Bernie Wrightson's career here on IDW Publishing. It's signed by him, and it's like a beautiful signature, which is what, really, I don't know how well you can see it, but he really signed it nice. I mean, it probably would have been nice with like a silver pen or something, but just the way he signed it, real nice on that. So real happy with that. That's my first Wrightson signature. This one was also signed, and it's got a little bit of a good girl cover. It's Darwyn Cooke. Oh, actually, I guess the cover is not. So this is, hang on a minute. So Amanda Conner and Mounts is on is the artist, but I guess Darwyn Cooke also, I don't know if he does interior art or if he writes, but I know he does art as well. And I do like his good girl covers. But this is signed by Darwyn Cooke and Amanda Conner. But it's funny. Darwyn, I mean, you can just look at the difference between the Darwyn Cooke cover, the way he signed versus like the Wrightson. The Wrightson's so beautiful, and Darwyn's is so little. But happy to have it. I don't know. I mean, maybe there's a little bit of spec in my mind on this because if you follow baseball cards, what used to be frowned upon, having signatures on baseball cards, has now become kind of like what's in vogue, and the old signatures like a Hank Aaron, a Willie Mays, a Mickey Mantle, like on card now are like going through the roof. And it seems like a lot of the good artists, you can get signatures pretty cheap now, especially if it's not on a like a key book. I think maybe what to probably go after would be the key book with the signature. But another way to play it is just to get the signature, especially if sadly they passed away, and you can get that signature pretty cheap on a book. It might be a good play. I hear the kids coming down the stairs, so we might have to stop in a second. Daddy! Oh. Daddy! All right, we're back. So they wouldn't go upstairs. They're hiding behind the camera. Hopefully they don't make any noise. This I thought was a really cool cover. This is a Popeye the Sailor from King Comics, 12 center, number 85. It's at the Voodoo Doll Kit. I have a guess this is probably a collectible cover in high grade. But being able to get it for cheap, I thought was really, really good. Here we have a couple bikini covers. B&V number 202. So yeah, I just always grab these whenever I can, especially when they're priced cheap. I got lucky with the Scooby-Doo. This one's from 1969. This is a Laugh 223. Good cover. Betty saying to Jughead, Jug, dig what I caught in my scuba outfit. And then Jughead, dig what Ronnie caught. Dig what Ronnie caught in her bikini. Real fun as always. This next one was a cool cover that I wasn't familiar with. A 12-cent Dell. Stone Age Warrior, NASA. But it's got a volcano and a dinosaur, so I was all in on this. Not sure who the artist is on this. I don't even know, you know, Dell with a crazy number. I think I looked it up. I don't think it was like an early issue or anything, like a #1. I don't know much about it. This was a fun pickup. I just saw this on another YouTuber's channel. I'd give him a shout out if I remember who it was. But I can't, I'm sorry. If I can remember, I'll put it up there. But he also likes the Good Girl covers, and he grabbed this bikini cover from a title I don't know, but recognized when I saw it because of him. All New Ultimates. And I believe it's a bunch of famous characters on here, like Black Widow. Who is it? Emma Frost there in the white. I'm not exactly sure who it is, but I think Black Widow at least. I see her with the spider bathing suit.
Hey, Daddy, I like Black Widow.
James says he loves Black Widow. He likes the real Black Widow, so he likes watching YouTube shows on it. This was something that I'm not familiar with, but I like the cover. Good Girl cover. Micra comic interview. David Anthony Kraft's comic interviews. Let's see, number 49. I don't even know the artist. Ted Bonthakit. We definitely never heard of him. But it's got that like 80s. It's clearly not Dave Stevens, but it's kind of got that vibe to it, like that 80s feel. So I did like that. This was a neat one. This one I wasn't familiar with. These Skywald Comics, they do like Jungle Tales, I think they reprint, and they have the cool covers. I didn't know about this one. This is Butch Cassidy #3. So I guess I think they do all reprint Skywald. I could be wrong, or maybe they're just taking the characters and doing new stories with them. I don't know for sure, but I like that. I got a couple more Westerns. Two Gun Kid 109. Looked like it was in pretty good shape for the price, so I grabbed it. And I'm trying to get and learn more about manga comics. So he had a few. It's actually funny. I found him because of a post about manga comics that he was also listing for sale. But then I saw that he had like 10,000 comics. So, and then that's kind of what I spent most of the time doing there. But this is called Hitami 104 from the pages of Ninja High School. Antarctic Press, which has some pretty cool stuff. This says Shadow Hunter by Dave Wilson. Looks to be about from 91. And this stuff is pretty cheap still. You know, I know some of the Viz comics are going up in value, and is it Shonen Jump, I think, is the magazine that has been going up in value. This was a cool, but this is now a newer version. Now, Battle of the Planets, I believe, is the same guys from G-Force. That's how I know this show as a kid, is G-Force, but I believe it's also called Battle of the Planets. And this was on Top Cow / Image. I don't know what year, but I mean, I don't think it's brand new. But I like getting these. I don't know. I mean, it's funny. I'm actually thinking about kind of what Pop Comics had said about kind of saving some of the stuff like this that you kind of spec on. It's really cheap now. So I don't know if it's really worth it for me to list it already. But I mean, I picked up that stuff from the Zapcon, the Adventure Time. I picked up a lot of Power Rangers, kind of similar stuff like that, cartoon stuff that probably in 10 years, a lot of nostalgia will kick in for the people who watch that stuff. Now, this was a comic I am not familiar with, but the cover looked interesting. It's on Avatar. Now, Avatar does a lot of the serious horror stuff, so I was kind of thrown off when I saw this. This is called The Unfunnies Issue 1. I don't know much about it, but I think it has some value, but it looked interesting enough coming off that comic publisher that I figured it had to be... I don't know, being a comedy magazine from a horror publisher seemed interesting. So this is a comic, I just love the cover. I've always liked this since I was a kid. This is Wild Dog #1. Dick Giordano and Batty on the cover here, looks like, and Terry Beatty. I don't know him, I know Giordano. But that is a great cover. More bikini covers from Archie. This is Joke Book, number 153. And this, I'll always pick up Tailspin too. This is Tailspin #1. Now this is the 1 of 4. And I believe after this it went into its own series for a while. Let me take this down. Starting to fill up here. I just recently got a few of these Betty Pages, but I didn't have this one, and I really like the cover on it. I can't read the artist on there. But yeah, Betty Page, Unbound #1. Thought that was fun. Here's another one of those cartoon books I picked up, like I said. I don't really know much about it, but great cover. The Mexican wrestling style, Libre Lucha or Luchadors. So this is from the show Mucha Lucha on Kids WB, #1 from 2003. So yeah, within, usually about 30 to 40 is when nostalgia really kicks in. So these books, now that they're cheap, might be good holds for a couple of years. And now, it's funny, I just picked up an Underdog last week from the con, but I believe that was from Spotlight. And there was only 2 issues, so I was really hoping to find that. But this is Underdog from the Harvey Classics. This is #2. But I like getting Underdog. This I thought was awesome, and kind of has that same feel, that like 80s Good Girl, kind of the Dave Stevens style, or in the early 90s. I guess this is 1990. Simpson is the artist. And I love these amazing hero books, or heroes. I thought, this Good Girl plus King Kong, and I don't think that's Godzilla, but that's like just a regular type dinosaur. So I thought that was a fun pickup. Okay, last batch here. Let's move this over. Now this is a package of like 6, but this is, like I was saying, this is the manga style stuff here, like Robotech #0 all the way through. It's actually a pretty cool cover. Got a little bit of Good Girl action going on the back. I didn't even realize that. I like that. That's 0 through 6, and that's on the publisher Wildstorm. Now this I thought was interesting. This is from First Comics, who I have a bunch of stuff from them because they do like the indie stuff. But now this is it's manga, I believe. I mean, I would consider it. And this came out in the 80s. And I guess this is kind of when Voltron broke, and then they did. I guess that's when G-Force then came over. So, but I wasn't really familiar with this one. Dynamo Joe. This is the special. It's a whole little run of them. This is number 3 of 3. I guess this is a TV. I'm assuming this is a TV show. Let's try to find it. If anybody knows, let me know. This is number 5. Number 10. Number 11. This is number 15. Looked like it was a special, but no, this is just number 15. They changed the logo. 15. And this is 1 of 3 of that miniseries. And then 2 of 3 is right here. So we got the whole miniseries. That's cool. And then this one, no, this is just number, they keep looking different, but this is number 8. The logo for First Comic seems to change. It's a good cover. Number 8. And this last book is probably my favorite. This was really neat. I've never seen this before, and it makes sense, I guess, because it's an Australian issue. It includes, I think, a comic and maybe, I guess it is a comic. I thought it was a poster, but it's not. I guess it's just a comic. It's the Phantom's 1000th issue. Collector special. Artist Keith Chatto. And I think it's meant to look old, but I think it is kind of old. I don't know the actual date. Maybe 70s or 80s. Or maybe newer, but look at this. This is pretty awesome. And I know we have a couple Phantom collectors. I'll probably try to hold this for them. So really, really neat. Never seen it before. From Australia. Again, inside is okay. So it's inside. There's a comic for, I guess, the first comic from 1948, possibly. It says inside Frew's first edition, 1948. So really cool. So I think I did good. I mean, especially, it wasn't like I was buying a collection, so I was getting like a super deal. I think he gave me a really good deal though. Overall, $180 for all this. Crazy Dave, find him. He'll hook you up. But yeah, please let me know how you think I did. Like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks.